We're going to solve compositions of trig functions. Make sure you see the links to my videos in the description below so that you can get all the foundational material that we'll be skipping over in this video. The first one is arc cosine of tangent of pi over 4. Two things you want to think about when you're solving for compositions of trig functions. The first is you want to work from the inside out just like you would with normal composition of functions. Second, always think to yourself, am I solving for an angle or a trig ratio? And that'll kind of get everything straight in your head. So let's look at an example. Tangent of pi over 4 is what we want to start with because we start with the inside. Tangent of pi over 4 is 1, as we learned in some of the previous videos. So now I'm writing 1 on the inside instead of tangent of pi over 4. I still have the arc cosine on the outside, but we just solved that the tangent of pi over 4 is 1. Now we have a new problem, arc cosine of 1. And when we had a regular function, regular tangent, we solved for a trig ratio. That's like our coordinate value. But with arc or inverse, we're solving for an angle. So we want an angle where x is 1. So if you think about the unit circle, 1, 0 is the only coordinate that has an x value of 1. So that could be 0 or 2 pi or 4 pi or negative 2 pi. So we have to figure out which answer is going to be the actual answer. Well, think back to arc cosine. We restricted inverse cosine from 0 to pi. So we have to think which of these fits within 0 and pi. And 0 is going to be the only answer. Everything else is too small or too big. So 0 is our final answer to number 1. Number 2, we want to start with the inside again, inverse cosine of negative 1/2. Inverse, remember we're solving for an angle, so an angle where x is negative 1/2. That'll be here and here, which is 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. But again, remember we restrict inverse cosine from 0 to pi, which is this part, so 2 pi over 3 is going to be our only answer there. Now instead of inverse cosine of negative 1/2, I'm going to write 2 pi over 3. So our new problem is sine of 2 pi over 3. We can look at 2 pi over 3, sine is the y value, so it's going to be radical 3 over 2, and that's our final answer.